The Chargers are in position to qualify for the playoffs tonight. The Rams play their most complete game of the year, and the Lakers. They got sliced and diced in Dallas, but at least it's not death by 1,000 cuts, and we'll explain the difference in a few minutes. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. I'm broadcasting from Ice Station Charlie up in Anchorage, Alaska. Miserable for every moment. Yes, this qualifies as daylight up here. If you like the content that we put out about LA sports, quickly clack the like button. Quickly clack the subscribe button. There's a notifications bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. What else am I doing up here? December 26, 2022, taking a look at the scoreboard. Yesterday, Cam Akers rushed for 3 touchdowns, and Tyler Higbee caught 2 receptions for touchdowns. Rams 51, Denver 14. Meanwhile, LeBron James scored 36 points, but he outscored the rest of the Lakers starting lineup. They only had 32. Lakers lose, Dallas 124-115. Meanwhile, today, winning in, simple as that for the Chargers. They're in Indianapolis. That game's at 5. Also, the Clippers are playing Detroit at 4. Detroit is the worst record in the NBA at 8-27. Let's just say I like the Clippers' odds. Now, normally, I like to provide previews, separate clips of the Rams and the Chargers and USC, UCLA previewing their games. But it's Christmas, and I was holed up here. I was too busy listening to my neighbors have sex through these thin-ass walls next door. Oh, it got loud. This is some quality craftsmanship with these walls right here. I mean, how am I supposed to put out a separate clip? I want to put out a separate clip, but the lady next door is screaming like Meg Ryan in When Harry Met Sally. It wouldn't have been a clear clip, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'd be sitting there going, well, everybody, for the 8-6 Chargers, the key to victory is, don't stop, Daddy. I mean, it was really loud. Which, of course, makes me miss my wife all the more, but that's another story, right? I mean, I used to sit here and think, looking around Anchorage, that the number one job up here was shoveling snow. No, it's plumber. That dude was laying down some pipe, I'm here to say. Anyway, I don't know what makes the gift card from Target that good to where the post gift giving. Anyway, back to this. The 8-6 Chargers, look, it's about them in terms of qualifying for the playoffs. But in terms of strategy for the game, this is about the 4-9-1 Colts because they are a complete mess. And so if you're saying, can the Colts come up with a game plan to defeat the Chargers? I think they're going to give it a shot, but here's what they're up against. They changed coaches. So even when they did that, the social justice warrior crowd got pissed. Jeff Saturday has not been given a fair shake with this team. Matt Ryan, last week up in Minnesota, he earned the record for the quarterback of the biggest collapse in regular season history in the NFL, which he can put on his mantle next to the biggest Super Bowl collapse in the history of the NFL. Their main weapon on offense was supposed to be running back Jonathan Taylor. He's out for the year. This is a team that has the 3rd fewest touchdowns on offense in the NFL. The point is, they can't score. Meanwhile, they're going up against a Chargers defense that's been rejuvenated. Last week, they faced Tennessee's running game, held them to 14 points. 2 weeks ago, they faced Big Play Miami, held the Dolphins to 17 points. Simply put, the Colts' chance, their best chance, is they brought in Nick Foles, they benched Matt Ryan, they bring in Nick Foles, he won a Super Bowl with Philly a few years ago, and the idea being they throw so many wrinkles on offense that the Chargers didn't see this coming from a backup quarterback. They didn't see it coming from backup running back Zach Moss, who rushed for 81 yards last week. But is that likely? Of course it's not. I mean, you look at interim coach Jeff Saturday, he's 1-4 since replacing Frank Reich. This doesn't mean that bringing in a new coach has meant the communication has gotten any better, has meant the talent level has gotten any better. Colts are a mess. The best shot for the Colts is not going to be athleticism. It's not going to be strategic. It's going to be whether the Chargers want to get to the playoffs tonight or not. Simple as that. I see an LA defense that has followed Kyle Van Noy's lead. I see a defense getting back Derwin James, Bryce Callahan, Sebastian Joseph Day. Now, Indy does have a former Bolts defensive coordinator in Gus Bradley. Bradley is well respected, and that's just not happy talk. His cover 3 last year was extremely effective with the Raiders, but Justin Herbert torched Bradley's cover 3 defense. Faced the Raiders twice, combined for 605 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So no, I can't make an intelligent case for you as to how the Colts are going to win this game. The intelligent case is that the Chargers win and qualify for the playoffs tonight. What I've liked about the Rams all year is that you can tell when a team quits. Despite the bad record, despite a 6-game losing streak, I can tell you that I do not believe for a moment that the team quit. Despite going all the way down to their 4th quarterback, despite missing their 2 top wide receivers, despite 15 different offensive line coordinate combinations because there are so many injuries, despite losing a 3-time defensive player of the year, they do not quit. And then we know this because Denver freaking quit. The Rams with a 4th-string quarterback, 2 wide receivers gone, and an otherwise brand new offensive line dropped 51 points on the Broncos yesterday. They quit. That was obvious. The Rams didn't punt. LA didn't quit. Denver quit. This game was about Denver quitting. You could even argue that Randy Gregory quit on the team before the kickoff because he kept trying to get thrown out of the game. The Denver coaching staff pulled him from the game twice, but they kept putting him back in so he couldn't sneak off to LAX and fly home before the rest of the team, right? And then right at the end of the game, Randy Gregory, he sucker punches Rams guard Ode Obushi, and he couldn't even do that right. Randy Gregory couldn't even throw a punch right. Here's his quote after the game. "Y'all want to know if I hit him in the mouth? I did," unquote. No, dude, you didn't hit him in the face. You hit him in the face mask. There's a difference. You can't even hit somebody in the face right. Baker Mayfield's off. He's getting interviewed by a sideline reporter, right? Camera isn't even on Baker Mayfield. The camera is panning, following Randy Gregory every step of the way to see what other stupidity this guy is going to come up with before he finally makes it to the locker room. Now, I understand Randy Gregory could take me in a fight. He's in shape. He could take me in a fight, but not if I'm wearing a face mask. You almost broke your hand on Christmas Day. I don't care what drama happened in anybody else's home. You didn't have to go to the emergency room. Randy Gregory almost did. This is how, when you want to quit so bad that you're willing to break your hand on Christmas Day, slow clap for Randy Gregory, people. Slow clap. And if you want to talk to me about it, Mr. Gregory, I understand. But I'm going to go to the Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm going to buy a football helmet. I don't want to fight you, but if you want to fight me, and I understand if you do, I'm in Anchorage, Alaska. Go get kicked off the team and find the plane ticket. Could have broken his hand on Christmas Day. Some kids want a pony. Randy Gregory wants to break his hand. LeBron James said the obvious after the Lakers lost to Dallas yesterday. Quote, "Reality is, without AD, we lose a lot of length, which we don't have already. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure it out," unquote. He noted that at one point, LA had a lineup where the tallest guy was 6'5" guard Austin Reeves. Problems are mounting for LA. They've allowed at least 124 points in the last 4 games. Coach Darvin Ham described making a lineup as throwing it against the wall to see what sticks. But the thing is, for all the Lakers' problems, they're only 3 games out of the play-in round. So if you're going to hear all of these trade rumors revived again and again and again, understand they are playing chicken with all these other clubs to see who blows themselves up first. That's the point. 3 games is striking distance of the play-in round. So the Lakers are going to unfortunately tough it out. They're going to wind up seeing if Anthony Davis needs surgery, and then they're going to wind up deciding what kind of trades they need to make. They don't have any other choice. They're boxed in. Ignore the trade rumors. We all realize the Dodgers want to get younger for next year. We also know of a couple of guys who should get playing time. We are pretty much believing that Miguel Vargas is going to play at third base for Justin Turner, and James Outman is going to get a shot at center. But I want to add two pitchers who may come on in mid-season to this list. Say if Clayton Kershaw gets injured again or Noah Syndergaard doesn't pan out. There's a belief that Bobby Miller can make the team at some point during the year. He throws a 100-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball, so he's likely going to get a taste. But even more so, remember the name Gavin Stone. He is their minor league pitcher of the year. Started last year in single A, ended up at triple A. He held batters at all three levels, single, double, triple, to a combined 205 batting average with an ERA of 1.48. Also, just to throw it in there, a regular reviewer asked if I thought the Padres were the favorites to win the NL West. I'm not sure, because sports history is a graveyard of teams that quote-unquote won the offseason and then face-planted during the actual season. The Padres seem to me to be one of those teams that can do that. Besides, I would also add that websites make statistical projections if you believe in the metric called wins above replacements. San Diego's metric is actually 4.5 games better than LA. So in that sense, they are the favorite. I'm just not as big of an analytics guy as everybody else. I believe in analytics to an extent. I just don't think, no, they're not. History is littered with teams that won the offseason and face planted. That's all I'm going to say. Over at USC, linebacker Tuasivi Nomura entered the transfer portal. Now, he had 23 tackles last year, which doesn't sound like much of an impact, but that doesn't tell you the whole story. He played in one game with a compound fracture in his finger with a bone sticking out. Respect. Now, I don't know why he decided to leave USC, but I'm assuming that he did the right thing. I'm assuming that he thanked Coach Lincoln Riley for his time with the Trojans, and then he apologized to his teammates for making them puke on the field when they saw his hand. Just saying. I don't necessarily know if I want to line up. You want to line up next to tough guys, but I don't think I want to line up next to guys with bones sticking out of their flesh. Call me old-fashioned. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread if you would play with somebody with random bones sticking out of their flesh. Let me know what you think of the Chargers. Let me know what you think of the Dodgers and possibly lineup switching in the upcoming season. What about Randy Gregory? Or the Lakers losing their length, and are they losing hope? Look forward to hearing from you. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We talk LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We might be back later tonight. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.